22 days after launching its offensive, the Israeli army announced a unilateral ceasefire. Shortly after, Hamas announced also it was halting its operations. According to the Palestinian Emergency Services, the number of victims is extremely high: 1,300 people dead and more than 5,300 wounded. An initial MSF team finally managed to reach Gaza City via the Erez crossing. They'd been blocked from entering the Gaza Strip for 10 days for lack of authorizations and guaranteed security from the Israeli authorities. A second team entered via Rafah at the southern border.
Obviously, the number of wounded in the hospitals has fallen since the ceasefire. However, residents are beginning to move around to check up on friends and family, searching among the ruins. And obviously they've discovered bodies in the ruins, and they'll certainly find more.
During the 3-week period, despite the announcement of a daily 3-hour lull in bombing, permanent insecurity limited the ability of humanitarian aid workers to provide medical assistance to the trapped civilians. Many wounded were unable to leave their homes. The ambulances that tried to reach them were not spared from the gunfire and bombing. It was in this context that a team of 3 international and 70 Palestinian staff sought to address the lack of access to healthcare. Supplied with emergency kits, Palestinian doctors were able to treat patients living near them by going directly to their homes. The surgical team that just entered is now working in Al-Shifa Hospital. This support is necessary, but given the influx of doctors and equipment, MSF is focusing on other needs.
We're seeing patients who have already been operated on, or have already been treated for burns, for example, and who require follow-up treatment. These are patients who require complex care, and all that needs to be set up.
An inflatable hospital is currently being set up in addition to the pediatric clinic in northern Gaza, and 2 other clinics that specialize in post-operative care, one in Gaza City and the other in the south in Han Yunis.